One impact I experienced during my mentorship year was seeing how the support of teachers, mentors, and even peers really boosted the students' confidence and helped them work and collaborate better within their own projects.
This year for Summit View Elementary Sun, we researched a famous artist and a food product. We learned all about artists by doing research and finding out their style of art. We researched a food or drink product to find out how they change over time. Some food or drink products started out with glass or paper products and went to aluminum. Or our driving question was, how can a famous artist influence a product to sell? We created acrylic paintings as if the famous artist collaborated with a popular food or drink item.
Samsung Solve for Tomorrow drone designed to combat water pollution began with ideas from a visit from Project WET. Then the students came up with ideas of their own.
Our objective is to develop a drone designed to combat water pollution by detecting and monitoring harmful contaminants in neglected or inaccessible bodies of water. Our design will interrogate sensors and magnets to detect contaminants using nanoparticles that pick up small amounts of pollution and bind to specific toxins. Our idea is to solve the problem of how surface water in our community gets polluted from farming, exhaust fumes, illegal dumping, and bad weather by using drone technology. The goal is to improve the process of how state officials keep water sources safe.
The Planet used an industrial drones equipped with a high-definition camera in which is to collect sample or directly drop test strips for faster results. The drone will be designed with the consideration for weight distribution, and the placement of the winches should be evenly distributed across the drone frame to remain every balanced and allow for multiple samples to be drawn at once.
Dirty water can make people sick, and our goal is to aim in maintaining access to clean and safe drinking water. We achieved going on to the next round and answering a series of questions and turning it into a well-done paper.
We all came up with the idea for Solve for Tomorrow that thought of water drones that detect water pollution.
I think this project has transformed our understanding of water pollution by monitoring capabilities and acquiring real-life situations.
Students received feedback from the community and revised their project to make improvements. Azalea Heaven, Rachel Martinez Pidayula, and Isabella Garcia were selected as state finalists for the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow contest. These individuals represented one of 300 state finalists from the United States and were the only group chosen from Tucson, Arizona. These amazing young group of people won $2,500 in Samsung technology for the classroom. These students were recognized by the Sunnyside Unified School Board for their achievements this year. Congratulations.
When we start to examine the identity of who we are and understand our traditions and our family values, we can start to tell the story of who we really are. The things we celebrate, the things we feel. We can narrate the story of ourselves.
Like you represent what your culture is, what your tradition is. I learned how my family has a lot of traditions, how they make tamales on the end of the year, or pozole. And I learned about Miss Felix, her tradition, where she came from, and how she liked sculpting. I learned the sculpting strategies because she helped us, and then she made us techniques for it to be easier. She helped us use like traditional Mexican dresses and all of that, or how to make a dog and how to make a Dia de Muertos doll. I did a little crown to represent the Dia de los Reyes, and I did a little hair Mexican with the crown that was falling to represent the Mexican flag. And then I did the little dress, which is my favorite color and the color that my mom made for my birthday. The sculpting and the details are important for my tradition because it shows how my birthdays and the tradition and how the Dia de los Reyes is.
You could use like different materials to help like sculpt your like sculpture. Like you could use like different tools to like help like make specific shapes. Like if you want to cut something, you can't really do it with your hands. There's like these like some cutting tools that you could cut it with. I got to teach some other classes, and I felt proud of my work, like how far I've gone. I felt happy that I got to teach another class and how inspired they were about it.
At the start of the project, students built new solar panel structures and redesigned our portable agrivoltaic systems using replacement panels.
Alligator clips to where the battery is supposed to go, because it's showing that I'm supposed to hook this up to what looks like the car battery. This would be the load, so I'm either connecting these or these.
Students finished setting up the control and experimental basins. Mabel Rivera and Farmer Brandon spoke with us about the importance of pollinators and companion planting. Lettuce, radishes and carrots were planted then watered, while other students moved soil and cleaned up the future gardening space. Farmer Brandon and students set up the automated watering system. Throughout the school year, students practiced real-world science by collecting data, observing changes, and engaging in evidence-based discussions. They harvested the radishes, carrots, and lettuce. Then weighed and recorded their results, and compared yields across both garden systems.
So, remember how I got some kids and you guys were smelling all the leaves and all that? So it's actually from here. So if you look over here, is where we got it, okay? So this is the, which one is this? This is the experiment one, okay? And this one's the control. So this is the control and the experiment where we got the lavender and the sage.
Participating in this project influences my learning on science by helping me understand stuff about plants, texture, scent, and the strength of the scent, and why it's important.
We are students at Apollo, and we're going to be talking about the agrivoltaic project. I am Cassie.
I am Elaine.
And I'm Penelope.
Participating in this project made me more aware of what to do with the plants and what the plants need. This project also helped me learn how to get data in the best way possible.
I wouldn't change anything because it is so well put together and we understood really well on what we had to do, and it was just a really fun experience.
Best part of this project was planting all the plants and learning each step on how to take care of each of these plants. And coming out here and collaborating with my peers and being able to help out in the garden was really fun too.
When you think of our school garden, what are some words you would use to describe it now?
Discomforting, dirty,
Dead?
we shouldn't even consider it a garden.
Is our current garden beautiful?
No.
Calming?
No.
A quality space?
Absolutely not.
Thing is, plant the water first and then plant the shade. So get your water working for you. So this isn't good construction, and I would probably change this if I was the designer here at your school. But where this water is going, you've got a basin that's sitting against the side of your school. See the side, like I'm at the low point of this area, so the water comes off the roof. Normally, for the sake of this building, you want this water to be at least 10 to 15 feet away from this, but because we're at the low spot, this thing just fills up with water, and I'm sure this turns into a big lake when it rains. That's the reason these acacia trees are 30 or 40 feet tall. These are some real big acacia trees, but they're growing because they're getting lots and lots of really good high quality rainwater. If you look at that other little kind of sad, pathetic area we were standing before, there's no I don't mean to disparage that area.
That sad, pathetic space he's referring to is the garden. Although transforming this garden will be hard work, will it benefit the school?
Yes.
How?
By providing a space that gives comfort, a space where you can do your work and talk with friends, or just to admire nature itself.
For my community share project, we focused on making loteria card paintings. I invited local artist and muralist Arte Rosas to my classroom to partner on this project. She did a presentation, a demonstration, and then had students sketch, transfer, and paint their loteria cards using acrylic paints in about 3 weeks. We focused on challenging students to think about where am I headed and what part do I play in my community. To help students create a sketch, we prompted them to think about culture or community involvement, hobbies or interests, and future jobs or dreams that they had for themselves to create a unique loteria card. I feel the project enriched many students' learning experiences through hands-on work using acrylic paints, color mixing, problem solving, and working with an artist in their community. Many students at this point had not used acrylic paints, so for many, learning to start a painting from an idea they had was very new to them. Many even chose to redo their paintings again to make something better from previous failures and found success in their new paintings. It was really cool to see the kids interact with an artist from the community, but also engage with creating this content that you're seeing now. I gave full range to my students to use my GoPro to walk around the classroom and really document the experience from their own perspective. I shared some audio from our visiting artist on her experience with working with the students.
It was awesome, first of all. I thought it was really cool to witness the artistic process from all the students. I was surprised to learn that the artistic process for the students was very similar to mine. There was a lot of trial and error, a lot of sketching, and it was really cool to see their rough drafts be really different from their final drafts. I loved that. It was really gratifying seeing the inspiration and the creativity come to them. I think a lot of the students really surprised themselves too with what they could do. Well, this is my first time using Community Share, and so far so good. I mean, I learned that it was a really good place for opportunities like this. So I'm interested in exploring the website more and participating in projects similar to this one and networking, meeting with people, all that.
So good and quiet. A bottle for you for being so patient. A bottle for you. Insert a bottle for you. And this bottle is for Miss Glass.
Would you like to use blue, Leo?
Would you like to use my marker?
So you get to think about how you're feeling, and you get to make a face that matches how you feel.
Nice job. Okay. Okay.
The name of my character is Alice.
The name of my alebrije is Dramis Desert.
The name of my alebrije is the Cactus Guajunquito.
The name of my alebrije is Blue Streaked Roadrunner.
My alebrije's name is Love Dragonbird.
My alebrije's name is Jaggy.
My animal's name is Voxica.
Name is Leaf. The Love Dragonbird lived on an island named Mini Island. Mini Island was a land where all types of animals except for predators live.
One day, Leaf was walking in the jungle. It was beautiful. Leaves and vines hanging, bushes green and bright, and the perfect weather.
Shing and Tins. Shing, Tins, and Pinocchio were all laughing and happily walking, but then there were constant earthquakes. Pinocchio said, "We got to fix this."
In a faraway land in central China, there is this one species of animal that is very rare to see.
All of the trees in the forest were swaying left to right from the heavy wind. The orange, red, brown, and yellow leaves were moving place to place on the ground. The flowers were moving lots, and some of them were falling off, landing on the soft dirt and grass.
Sundacorn and all his friends got big nips and made scooped out for seconds, minutes, hours, days, and weeks. They finally got the trash out from the ocean. The small animals were so happy.
Suddenly, a tsunami came because of the volcano erupting. The animals were scared, but Trapper wasn't.
But one day there was an animal attack. The animals were playing a game with the stick, and they all wanted it. They started arguing, but couldn't agree, and a fight broke out. Blue American Jackie was scared, but he had a crew.
Of a blue dragon, the tail of a mangy elephant, and the legs of a coyote.
One day in her cave made of sand near some trees, a dragon girl pushed her into the ocean. She was seeking revenge because a year before, Anna's chameleon Kit Fox had stolen the sticks the dragon girl had saved to build her house. Suddenly, Anna's chameleon Kit Fox found something to climb onto. She thought it was the back of a turtle, but it was a hungry shark.
In 1890, a jaguar went to a party.
Blue Water Hummingbird won the fight because she was able to put out all of Purple Dragon's lightning. She was the hero and told Purple
I picked these animals because a jaguar is brave, and I think I'm pretty brave when I climbed into a ditch to try to save a cat.
It was a cool day in the Sonoran Desert. There was a lot of plants, some were cute and some were pretty. A Rwanda panda was smelling the flowers. One day, Leaf was walking in the jungle. It was beautiful. Leaves and vines hanging, bushes green and bright.
They weren't sure where to look though because they didn't know the habit. Did we discover this animal? One good scientist said.
One day, there was an alebrije named Runner Spotted Hummingbird. She was shiny, playful, kind, and brave.
And he got caught by another animal. And why I like the project, because I really get to use my creativity.
2, 1, action!
Our project was about preserving and sharing Southern Arizona's folktales by creating a fun, kid-friendly book that mixes humor, spooky stories, and culture. We wanted to bring old stories to life, improving our writing, work as a team, and make these stories enjoyable for younger generations.
Heather helped us with research and taught us how to dig deeper into topics by looking at different sources. The high school mentors were also fun to work with.
The Copper Queen Mine field trip was awesome. We explored a real place connected to our stories, learned about the mine's history, and heard cool legends like the Headless Miner. It helped me understand how to create strong settings and showed how simple places can inspire.
In Jordan's class, I learned how to make my stories more interesting with my voice and actions. He showed me how to think before reacting and how to express myself to keep the audience engaged. We even warmed up speaking gibberish, which made me feel more confident.
At West Press, I was surprised by how much machinery is involved in printing. We got to see how printing works and even coiled our own books to take home, which was super fun.
We're getting there. Okay, I can crimp on this end.
This is one of the coolest things I have ever done in my life. I hope next year's 6th graders get to do it as well. Thank you to everyone who made this possible.
Hi, I'm Elena Gutierrez, and this project is about green chemistry alternative to greases. I'm a student at Desert View High School in our 11th grade chemistry class. We started our project using a scenario about, I think it was beryllium in our community and about how it affected our resources like water and air.
After the scenario, we started asking questions about the whole idea to get a better understanding of the whole situation. Some of the questions were, what has already been done to help our groundwater? What can we use to safely protect the water? And how can community help? After asking these questions, we learned about our TCE legacy in our community.
We had guest speakers. We had one of our board directors, Becky Quintero. We had Mr. Rick Gonzalez, and we had Dr. Daniel Sullivan. And Becky Quintero talked to us about the outbreak that happened in our community, how it affected a lot of people in her family and people she knew in general, and basically what everyone tried to do about it and what everyone didn't do.
During this experiment, we used the 12 principles of green chemistry, such as using safer solvents and reaction conditions, designing chemicals and products that degrade after use, so it's not such a hazardous long-term effect, and minimizing the potential for accidents.
So what makes TCE such an effective degreaser and solution is the fact that it's moderately polar covalent, and then you also have to look at the structure of it, and it has a lot of chlorine, and then has a high electronegativity. And then there's also a lot of unbonded electron pairs.
During our research, we found 3 alternatives to TCE. 2 of them have surfactants, and one of them is called a hydrocarbon. And the 2 surfactant things we came up with are surfactants with sodium percarbonate and one with sodium bicarbonate. And the third one is delaminine, and it's a hydrocarbon because light dissolves light.
Overall, delaminate was the overall best degreaser, and as I observed from this data, in the first batch it was actually underperforming, until then in the next batch it significantly improved.
Viejo barrio, barrio viejo, solo hay lugares parejos, donde un día hubo casas, donde vivió nuestra raza.
We eventually come to find patterns from the past and overall benefit from our knowledge of it.
Lost children are the symptom of a larger problem where economy's deprivation and failed immigration policies exist alongside these humanitarian crises at our border. It's key to shed light on how these border policies being enforced are hurting the safety of migrants.
If we place local narratives against city plans, we can see that even good projects overlook the human toll of change.
The destruction of Barrio Viejo was not an isolated event. It was symptomatic of a broader pattern within American urban planning, whereby predominantly minority communities were disproportionately in the sites of redevelopment.
History is often told through the lens of those in power, leaving many crucial voices unheard. San Javier del Pac, known as the White Dove of the Desert, is widely recognized as a Spanish mission. But the true builders and caretakers, the Tohono O'odham, remain largely unrecognized. While the mission stands as a symbol of Spanish colonial influence, its construction, maintenance, and cultural significance wouldn't have been possible without the Tohono O'odham people.
En mi infancia te gocé y con todos mis amigos iba descalzo y a pie. De la Mayer hasta el hoyo. desde el hoyo hasta las...
I was scared of dentists and the dark. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. Yeah, the magician's assistant in their dream. And they come unstuck. Lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you sing the song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Is this movie that I think you like? This guy decides to quit his job and head to New York City. This cowboy's running from himself. She's been living on the highest shelf. And they come unstuck. Lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. I just wanna know if you're gonna stay. I just gotta know. I can't have it any other way. I swear she's destined for the screen. Closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen. Oh, lady, running down to the
Something that I really liked was mainly the hands-on experiences and asking questions. I like the hands-on experiences because it kept me more focused and helped me know what I was doing.
And here's what the students have to say about the projects and presentations we've had.
So on Monday, we had a project and we were in the library and we saw a few students stop by and we wondered who were there. And they told us their names and introduced themselves as our mentors. And apparently they came here, and with Miss Nichols' help, they come back every so often to help the teachers out. And they helped us do a project.
The project that we did, we had to write a note to our future self in 2030. So 5 years down the line, we would open the note when we're seniors to see what our 7th grade selves were talking about and what our dreams and aspirations were.
And we turned those into keychains as well. With this project, it got me thinking about my future and how I will get to help the others that come in front of us and the future generations. This project also got me thinking of how I'll be able to help my community in the future. So how we have sponsors and others helping, maybe I'll be one of those sponsors and I'll help other classes coming, or even just a mentor.
This project has also helped me realize that there's many things that go into working on this, and also making sure that we can be able to give back to this community and this school in the future.
So some materials that we used were the heat gun, to dilate it smaller, and then we put on some UV resin and then the UV light to keep it hard so it doesn't break and it could last for a long time. And then we use the keychain. We just put on a little keychain thing so in the future we can just keep it on ourselves at all times.
also help me unlock more and more, which will definitely help in the future.
Thank you, Community Share, for giving us these opportunities to help
others in the future.
When it comes to projects, some are clear-cut and easy to do. Others take time, and sometimes you're not sure where you'll find the inspiration or how to pull it off. In school, we sometimes think that we need to change the world overnight. And as teachers, we tend to get overwhelmed and we give up on that idea. And then we realize that all we ever really needed to do was to keep it simple and stay in control, which is what we decided to do in my classroom this year. When our initial idea for the Community Share project didn't work out, which was 3D printing, mainly due to the hardware limitations posed by students' laptops, we changed it up, and everyone in the classroom decided to come together for fighting games. A simple Avid trip to another middle school showed me the power that video games, mainly competitive gaming or esports, can have in the classroom or over a whole school. It blends many of the things that we as teachers strive for within a classroom, those being the building of relational capacity, self-assessment, a want for your student to get better on a daily basis, and a want for them to attend school. Gaming has the ability to bring people together, but fighting games is a different genre on its own. It's all about hard work, dedication, and wanting to be better than you were the day before. It builds a competitive drive and it teaches lessons of sportsmanship, has the power to turn students into organic heroes as everyone begins to pull for that one student to succeed, to win a whole tournament. It's community building, and it all starts with a controller. This community share program titled Game On, the Power of Esports in the Classroom, transformed my class into a room of competitive one-upsmanship and showed what type of power gaming can have on a classroom. It is one that I would be honored to continue and share with other schools if given the chance. My name is John Chestnut. Thank you, and game on.
Hello, I'm Eric, and I'm here with Neptune Savings. What's your name?
I'm Carlos.
I'm Mason.
Okay. What makes your city unique?
All right, so we have ballast tanks right here, which are filled with filtered rainwater and black water. We use solar glass here in our cities to like help it from water, like from water damage, basically. We have a park right here. These little gummy bears light up. We have a mall right here, which is pretty cool. It also has a fire department side of it, which I thought was pretty nice.
So where's your city located at?
Our city is located at the New York Harbor.
What's your city made out of?
In the actual city, we use reusable plastic or bioplastic, but like to actually make everything, we just use reused parts from last year. Like this, we added these little like triangle type of pieces to glue on top of these, and we used a lot of moss, as you can see. So this was a original gray piece that we just colored white. So we just reused a lot of stuff. This took what, like 2 hours for you?
Yeah, 2 hours.
2 hours, because we had to put the lights inside of it and everything. Pretty fun. We also used a windmill, which...
So what were some highlights about going to Phoenix?
Well, the important thing is it was very fun. In the morning it was very tiresome, but we sang, we ate, and we snacked and sleep. And then afterwards it was very stressful because we were presenting in front of judges for 7 minutes. Then towards the end of the trip we got to eat and look at other models.
What do you like about Future City?
I think it's a really great class. It's really fun. This is also my first year here as an 8th grader, or my first year in this class, and I'm honestly having fun. I wish I would have joined sooner, because this is a really fun class. Great teacher, Miss Nichols, she's a great teacher. Really helped us with the model and gave us ideas. But otherwise, it's just a really fun class. I think even if you are going in 8th grade and it's your last year doing it, it's really fun.
I'd like to add on that we have a great community in this class. We're very united, and even if we lost as a team, we won as a class.
An impact I experienced this mentorship year was how students were able to communicate and discuss with their peers to find a solution for their projects. It really shows how creative and brilliant students can be, and all that they need is a little push and for their voices to be heard.